killed everything there. In the process of doing that, you guys got some good damage on you guys from that air elemental, and you also, one of you, Gildus, got mind blasted by an intellect devourer, which you finally found out because so far you've been kicking those things' asses.
Funny thing about that, I played in another game like 2 days ago. Guess what happened to my character?
Oh man.
If that's a pattern, like I said before, to make you feel better, I got mind blasted session 1 of Dragon Heist. I'm hoping it doesn't happen the further down we go in my other game. Or this one, if it could happen.
Yeah.
True. So let's see. After that, you guys picked up a new companion in the form of a Revenant known as Halath. He was a part of an adventuring group of evil assholes, I guess, that have been leaving their companions behind, called the Fellows of Daggerford. They've been going down into this abyss, as it were, of Undermountain, and have been kind of leaving a path of just like broken and worn adventures. Halath was one of them. He was just got fucked because they thought he was holding out on them and decided to like leave him in a ditch somewhere. So Revenant, with the power of the Forbidden Graveyard, which is a mechanic in this game that you guys have not known about yet up until that point. And so you decided to bring Halath along with you guys to stop him from harming innocent people and also just like straight up like, just going crazy down here in Undermountain without your watch. And that's where we're at now. Let's see, is my dude in the game yet? Nope. So we're going to wait on Ariatso for like 5 more minutes.
Hello?
Hey!
How's it going, guys?
It's going good.
Yeah. So?
Yep. I just gave the recap of the what happened last session. Everybody's level 6 now. Did everybody update their sheets?
I just did. So I didn't do it until like 5 minutes ago if you need to track it or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Everything went staticky there. Did everybody update their sheets? Sorry again.
I said
Definitely. I definitely updated my sheet.
I said that I updated mine like 5 minutes ago, so I don't like if you need to copy it or track it or something. Just check what it is. I basically just
okay, cool.
7 health, an extra channel divinity, an extra 3rd level spell slot, and then that level 6 feature I posted. So
cool.
Did we get like a rest, or are we still?
You guys are still unrested, as you know. You have entered a dungeon con. You don't know if this is a safe place yet to rest, but you could easily explore this place a little bit and find out.
Right.
Yep. So right now you have this like little goblin companion with you that has like brought you into the main hall where you see a ton of goblins just around, like looking at all of like the booths in here that have set up for like all of the All Fallen with like different representatives behind each of the booths. The blue character tokens that I've placed in here representing the different people coincide with different booths that have been placed down there. So if you want to interact with them, that's fine. You also see at the top of the map this giant, like, weird amphibian-looking dragon that is sitting on the top of the throne overlooking the entire affair. Halath is looking around very suspiciously because... give me an insight check. Alright, Gildus, you look at him and you think he is being agitated by something. Because you guys knew that he sensed his friends were on this floor, but now he looks kind of very agitated and confused.
What's up, Halath?
I don't know. There's something wrong with my sight. He covers his eyes for a moment and then he like uncovers them and he's like, there's some kind of, I don't know. I feel different here. This is odd. I feel calmer.
So it's good different then.
Yeah, I think so. I just ever since I've became a Revenant, I've been feeling very angry all the time. But now that I'm here, I feel very chill. Is that the word for it?
I think that's what they say these days.
Okay. You're gonna have to give me a minute. I think that. Oh, this is a weird sensation. Okay. Wow. I just realized I'm dead. That's weird, right?
Quite.
Oh man. Well, I guess I could see why my god isn't answering me anymore. And as you're like having this discussion, the goblin is looking at you all like, "Okay, now that you've seen the main hall, I'm gonna go back to my post. Have a fun night, everybody."
Cheers.
Cheers. If you need anything, just feel free to ask. I'll be right over there.
So you said that these blue rimmed tokens represent the booths?
Yes. All of
Are
them
there-
represent the booths.
Okay. Are there people are there I don't know, acolytes or representatives there that represent the people in the tokens?
What do you? So yeah, each of the tokens represents a different booth. Some booths have like multiple people behind them that kind of just look the same as the token characters that are there. So like they may look like kind of different, but like otherwise, they look pretty much the same. The goblins are all goblins though. So like this level seems to be like enormously populated by these things so far, from what you can see. Let's see. And as you guys look this over, Lindell, who was the person that made that deal with Halath that you would get magic weapons on the way down?
Me.
All right, Lindell. No, not Lindell. Mercury. Sorry, Mercury. You see like a little butterfly fly up from around the corner and like pop onto your shoulder, and the butterfly like telekinetically like says to you, "Excuse me, I have a fantasy FedEx delivery for Mercury."
Wow.
I'm just staring wide-eyed at my shoulder, seeing this butterfly talk to me because I've never spoken to a butterfly. But he's like, speaking?
In a
That's
little
me.
UPS suit.
Yeah, with the little hat.
I'm sorry, everything went super staticky for me right there. I'm gonna go ahead and fix something real quick.
No worries.
So do any of you guys see any booths that you like to visit?
Not
Well, it might be.
particularly.
It might be quite useful to see what we can find out about each of them if we're here to deal with them. But do we want to do that with Halath, or do we want to sort that out first?
Okay, so the butterfly says, "Okay, this package comes from Mr. Black Cloak on the 23rd level of Undermountain." And you see like a long kind of cardboard package appear like at your feet, and the butterfly says, "Okay, I'm going to go off now. Is there any like hummus or dew you want to give me as a tip, or?"
Yeah, I'll reach into like my bag and I'll pull out like a little like thing of.
Okay. So the butterfly like nips at it like nom, 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 nom. And before like gently like whooshing away.
It's like, thank you. Wait. What was your name?
My name? My name was lost to time itself, and it flies away.
Shit.
What's in the
So,
box?
what is in the box?
You gotta open the box. What's in the box?
Okay. I'll wait. Should I check it for traps?
Black Cloak doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
We haven't dealt with this problem yet. I think we're probably safe for a while.
Alright. Just stand next to me in case I need healing. As I like envision the rat episode happening again. Like slowly opens the box using like a dagger that he has in his.
Oh my god, that's a great box opening sound that someone just made in my ear.
I appreciate it.
Yes, that was great for dramatic effect. So you open up the box and you see a bright green shimmering rapier inside, and it's shimmering with emerald energy. And on the front of the grip of the blade, it says hard shine, and the sword is glimmering with emerald energy. And once you start touching it, you feel magic coming off of this blade. And inside the box is a little note from Halath that reads out, Dear Mercury, I hope this blade will suffice for now. Unfortunately, the second level of Undermountain doesn't really have a dominant force for me to draw on, as it has been drawn up into a neutral zone for most of the All Fallen to cooperate on. But this, however, I hope will be a sufficient item for our deal to sustain itself. And he goes on to say that this is a +1 magic rapier that is named Hard Shine. It will glow with emerald energy. You can use your bonus action in case the green flame.
You're super
I
robot.
think yeah.
You're super
The
robot.
flames. Oh, I'm sorry.
We got +1 rapier named Hard Shine, glows with emerald energy. And then you started
Yes.
skipping around.
Sorry about that. Yes, so it is encased in green flame. The flames last for 1 hour, during which you may re-roll 1s and 2s on your attack rolls. You can activate the sword once per day, and it recharges after a long rest.
Nice. As I pick up the rapier from the box, I look at everyone with this Christmas morning kind of look on my face, ah!
See, no traps.
Yet.
Yes. And you can even see that it has a little encarving on the handle with your name on it.
Sounds like a cleric weapon to me. I don't know.
Hey, maybe you guys might get some too, because I did specify for me and my party.
True.
This is true. So yeah, you now have this green emerald rapier blade. And you can see that the convention is right in front of you, marked with Dungeon Con. You can see that there are banners and little activities all over the place. So if you want to go in and check things out, that's totally fine.
So what's going on at these booths right now? Do any of them seem more are there any that particularly catch our interest?
You see that there is okay, so right over here there is the booth called the Fallen Exile booth. It seems to be a kissing booth over there. So a few goblins are going over to the acolytes over there to get free kisses for gold. Okay, Arias just moves right over there. You can see that actually the gelatinous convocation has a sign pointing out of the main hall and down here, so that one's out of sight at the moment. You can see that right over here there seems to be a drinking contest with something called the Ashen Wolf, and over here you can see not there over here, there seems to be a spot open for something called the Perfect Chord, as a nightly bard is strumming along a nice tune. There is that one has a little lute in her hands. some of the other booths seem to be unpopulated, like the Accursed Archive booth over here, run by a goblin. That one's not getting a lot of attention. Let's see. The Weaver of Lies, like right down here, she seems to not be getting a lot of attention either. The Eternal Citadel, right over here, doesn't seem to be getting a lot of attention. Mostly because like they're not running activities; they seem to be more like information level ones. You can see this one right here is the one for the Eternal Graveyard. This one actually seems to be getting some looks, but people are like actively staying away from it because it has to do with like you think like necromancy, so that's kind of a bad rap. This one is open for the Keeper of the Depths. That one's getting attention from a few goblins because he's talking a lot about gold. Let's see. This one over here seems to be attracting some attention from the goblins because of the All Fallen known as the let's see, shit, did I want to put this one in? Hold on, let me look at something real quick. This one seems to be also promoting some sort of like militia unit down here. So like people are like getting jobs over there. And this one over here, you're not entirely sure, but you think like this one is like has a crystal ball like right on her little on her booth. So like she seems to be giving out fortunes of some kind. So that's like attracting no goblins because like goblins don't really care about that kind of stuff. They're more material in their possessions. So that's what's sort of happening.
Okay. I'm going to meander over to this the grave one.
Okay. You go over there and you see that there's like a little like gray elf like that has a little makeup on his head, and he says greetings. What can I do for a man of your exquisite physique?
Pretend I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to Dungeon Con. This is the main hall where we're talking about our new all fallen patrons that have decided to take up residence here. Would you like to know about the Forbidden Graveyard?
Sure.
Well, the Forbidden Graveyard was made by one of Halaster's apprentices a long time ago. During that period of the early time of the Undermountain, they decided that people seem to die here a lot, and they weren't really cool with that. So they decided to make a sort of retry system. And that's what the Forbidden Graveyard is. It's a way for heroes to get their revenge on Halaster, as it were. So if they die here, they can become Revenants and try again as many times as they want to, until they eventually the yearly time limit passes, or they are destroyed by adventurers that truly want them dead.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, thank you. That was enlightening. This apprentice that of Halaster's? Where is he in all this?
The apprentice.
Yes, this eternal graveyard or what have you.
He gives you a look and he says, give me a persuasion check.
Okie day. Click the button. 11.
I'm not really entirely sure myself. He might be dead. It's been a very long time since he created the graveyard, but since Halaster is apparently alive as well, maybe he achieved the same level of immortality that he has.
Yeah, wizards never know when their time's up. Anyway, thank you for the information. It was enlightening, and I'm just gonna walk away.
Absolutely. And say, if you wish to learn more about the Forbidden Graveyard and maybe want to train in our ways, you can most certainly come. I think your type would love the lessons, and he gives you a little pamphlet.
I take the pamphlet, walk away, give it a cursory glance, and don't throw it away, but I don't really give it much mind.
So you look in here, and you see that the Forbidden Graveyard actually is like really cool for like rogues like you, because it seems like their like whole stick is like stealing souls from the afterlife. And so you think like if you were to legitimately train with them, you might be able to like adapt those skills to your own.
Sort of mumbled to myself. Interesting, but I know a few Doom guides who would take exception to that. And then I put the pamphlet away.
All right.
Ariatsu's going to the kissing booth.
Absolutely. Okay. You go
Giving
to.
himself guidance on the way over.
All right. So you're going to the kissing. Let's see. Just for the fun exile. All right. Yeah. So this goblin over here, he says, "Thank you, ma'am," and hops away, like going over to his friends, like, "Oh my god, dude, I actually did it! I kissed that woman on the lips." And Ariatsa, you like come over. There's a few like maidens here with like just sort of like flowers in their hairs, like looking over the various goblins who want kisses. And as soon as you come up, a few of them give you like very cursory looks, but the one that's like in charge of the station like greets you happily, and she says, "Oh, hello there. What can I do for you?"
Hello. That's really nice what you're doing for those goblins.
Oh my god, thank you so much. Hey, can I just say, I'm feeling a lot of good energy from you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I radiate happiness. And he
Oh
just
my
has
God.
like a big smile and nods.
She like puts her hands to her head, she puts her hands to her heart, and she's like, "Oh my god, you're so cute. Tell me more."
Well, I was born in the Underdark, and it was really horrible. And then I escaped from the Underdark, and I met a bunch of friends. One of my friends fell off of a griffin and got paralyzed, which was really sad. I work for the goddess Illustrae, who's really, really wonderful. Let me tell you all about her. She's called the Dark Maiden. She likes to
Do a religion check to see how good you preach your god to this woman. She's yeah.
basically she's like the goddess of like good drow that leave the under, and my duty is to help other drow escape. And I met this guy named Jarlaxle, and he's really wonderful. And it's been a really, really good time so far. Can I kiss you?
She's like, "Oh, sweetie, you don't even have to ask. I just place one gold here on the counter, and I'll give you a good smooch."
He slams the gold piece down.
Okay, and she leans over and kisses you on the lips.
Bow chicka bow wow. So what are you
All
what are you doing here?
Well, I'm here as an acolyte of the Fallen Exile. We follow the way of the Black Star. We're a kind of like band of emotional monks.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so what we do, instead of like what normal monks do, is we follow our hearts as our new deity, the Fallen Exile, leads us and gives us new purposes in life to go after. A lot of us follow like paths of love, and some of us follow like paths of combat, paths of wisdom, and stuff like that. Some of us became spellcasters. It's really cool.
That sounds great. Do you have
Yeah,
anything
totally.
for someone that likes to use bows and heal other people?
She looks at you and she says, "Well, you said you already follow like Alistair, right?"
Yeah.
I
There's a
think
lot of me to go around.
She takes like a good look at you, and she says, "It would be kind of difficult difficult to do that since like you're pretty like tucked into a deity already, and the All Fallen, they pretty much like deal with like being worshipped already by their followers. But like if I hear anything, I'll totally let you know. Can I get your like Stone of Far Speech number?
I will give her my Stone of Far Speech number.
You like write it down, and she's like, "Hey, my name's Katie, by the way. It's super
Hi,
good to
Katie.
meet you."
My name's Ariatsu.
Ariatsu, that is your name. You're so cute. And she like pinches your cheek a little bit.
He'll blush a little bit, and then he'll ask for a pamphlet if she.
All right, yeah, she gives you a pamphlet. You see in this pamphlet that the fallen exile is actually like a fallen star from like space that they worship as it flows over like the night sky. You're not sure how that works here in the Undermountain, since like if a star was really down here, that would mean like a star was down here and thousands of degrees of heat would be radiating through everything. But magic also is a thing down here, so you think it might be possible.
Cool. And I'll give her one of my Illustrated pamphlets as well in return.
Okay, yeah, she takes it and she's like, thanks. I think I've seen like a few drow come down here, and I don't think they're like super in touch with their gods anymore. So I'll pass them along if you want.
Would be so helpful. He's
Yeah,
like
okay.
he's genuinely excited and happy about that.
Yeah, do you have more pamphlets I can hand out?
I will give her all but 2 of the pamphlets that I have.
Oh, you were like so prepared and super cute. Do you want another kiss?
Sure. Does it cost gold?
Yeah, just like 1 gold.
Another gold down.
All right, she kisses you again.
Sweet.
All right, thank you, honey buns. We'll see you later.
I'll just turn around and look at Gildus and like, oh, that was so great.
Gildus is just gonna shake his head and be like, "You're getting some from arguably the second most famous drow outside of the Underdark, and you insist on paying for kisses. I don't understand you."
I never considered it that way. And he kind of looks down at his feet.
It's all right, my friend. You do you. Anyway, is there anything for us to do here besides... Well, I suppose we could just get all the information we need about these gods. Do you know this one steals souls? And I sort of hand him a pamphlet about the Forsaken Graveyard.
I don't like that very much.
Yes. It almost seems useful, but I feel like
And
there's...
Gildus doesn't strike isn't like a thief necessarily, right? Like he's more of like a thief archetype. He's more of like a detective or a
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, while these guys are doing that, I'm obviously going to the drinking table.
Yeah, so Ariatsu, you look at this more like carefully, and you think like this makes rogues almost like if like they were to like follow this sort of path, they would be able to like have some control over death itself, like as they would be able to like manipulate and steal like souls. So like this is not like an evil sort of archetype. This is more just like rogues that like want to deal with more spiritual aspects.
I will share that with Gildus, my interpretation of it.
Mm. See,
It still seems dark.
yeah.
So yeah, Gillis, where did you want to go?
Oh, that wasn't me. It was
Oh no, yeah. It was Lindell, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So Lindell, you step up to this guy. He is having a drinking contest with these 2 goblins who are passed out on the floor, and he doesn't seem to have realized the contest is over yet, as he seems to just be gargling down beers and looking down at the 2 goblins like they're just like waiting for their time to get back in there. They're both passed out and absolutely like smashed. But he says, another round," and he looks at Lindell, who has stepped up, and he says, "Good to see another person that wants to follow the path of the Ashen Wolf."
I don't know about that, but I saw there was a drinking contest and I wanted to win.
You do now, do you?
I do.
Well, and he like sets up like a little keg, like beneath his stand, and you see like the keg is almost animated in some way, like it's got its own little like legs and hands, and it's like gently pouring you guys more cups of like ale, and it says to you, "Here you go, master," and it does the same for the guy behind the booth, and it's like gently like wanders back behind the booth. And the guy says, "Okay, this is what we call Ashen Wolf Ale. It's got a little bit of a kick to it. So if you can't handle it, you feel free to take your leave at any time."
Just takes a sniff of it and it's like, smells like water compared to what my family makes. Bring it on, big man.
Okay. When you sniff it, please like give me like a perception check.
14?
With a 14, you sniff it. This thing smells like charcoal. As you like bring it up to your lips and are prepared to duke it out with this guy, please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Does this count as poison because it's alcohol?
No.
Damn. Okay.
I will. Oh wait, are you? Yeah, you're a dwarf, right? Yeah. So I think
I'm
you
a
would.
dwarf.
I think you would get advantage on this thing then.
17.
17. Let's see. Yes. So. All right, so that's 22 for the other guy. So so it looks like everybody in here is like seemingly attracted to the both of you as you're like doing cons. Both of you like seem to like be handling the super people. And it's like, I see you handle. You're way more than the goblins around here, boy. What's your name?
I only understood like maybe a third of that.
We caught the goblins, boy.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, the guy
Like
behind
we're getting the attention of people. Is that what you said?
Yeah, you're getting the attention of people, and hold on, let me look at something real quick. Okay, so the guy behind the booth says, I see you can handle this stuff a little better than the goblins that are down here. What's your name, boy?
One.
I'm
boy.
sorry. Right, not a boy. Sorry, I'm so sorry. That's my bad. I just got super distracted there for a second.
Wow,
no,
can you believe this guy, Mercury?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep doing that with you two. Sorry. What's your name, girl?
You know, when you say girl like that, doesn't sound much better, but it's Lindell, and I'm about to kick your ass. Give me another.
Are you? And yeah, he passes you another glass and do another Constitution saving throw.
20.
I wouldn't put it past her.
Damn.
24 for this guy. So he hits you with that, and you think like this guy can actually hold his
Robot.
Why does
Bad robot.
Jeez, it's like it's your internet. It has to be.
Okay. I should have fixed this by now. All right, so yes, can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, way better than the robot voice, I think.
Yeah.
So you guys are still like in this Constitution contest, and even though you're like still in it, Lindell, you feel yourself kind of slowly starting to creep towards getting like a buzzed feeling in your mouth. Like your tongue is just becoming like more and more like numb to the alcohol, which is kind of not good. And he says, so, did you just come here for the drinks and the fight?
You know, maybe if you prove me worth my time, I might listen about your what, the accursed puppy or whatever you're talking about.
Oh, he gets you another drink.
There we go. Drink the information out of this guy. 24, there we go.
Yeah, you're still handling this like a pro. This guy gets a 17. He seems to like be losing it a little bit. Because he seems to like be slurring his words, and he's like, "The Ashen Wolf is the greatest hunter of all time. Not that you would know anything about that, would ya?" And he like slams his fist on the booth. As he does so, you guys feel like a sort of like gale crash through the hull, and you can see that the big dragon at the like throne room has just stood up and like beat its wings like almost threateningly, and it like telekinetically calls out to everybody in the hall, "Enough." And the party at the other booth just like stops, and the guys behind it like just sort of all calm down, and they say, "My mistake. I got a little bit rowdy." And the contest like immediately ends, and he puts the ale back on the table. He says, "We shouldn't be so rude to everybody that comes by. I was getting a little bit heated, as it were."
Yeah, you were. But the contest is over, so what were you going to tell me?
I was going to tell you that the Ashen Wolf seeks out those that want to do combat and enter into its pack, as it were, to spread fire across the planet.
You know, you had me at the combat part, but then spreading fire, it's like...
It's like what?
I mean, what? Is the plan to burn everything? Because that's boring, isn't it? Because if you burn everything, there's nothing left.
I'm sorry, not like fire, like literal fire. I'm talking the fire. The fire, the emotional power, the eye of the tiger, as it's called. You want to spread around the gospel of fire to the rest of the world and make it a better place of determination, of thrill-seeking, of adventuring. That's what my patron offers.
All right. And he's the strongest one. There's no other patrons that match him in combat power.
Absolutely not. He is the only one that travels through Undermountain unimpeded.
All right. Who's the closest ones to him in combat power, then?
None.
There has to be a second place.
Absolutely none.
You got a pamphlet?
He gives you a pamphlet, and you can see that this guy he gives you a pamphlet for the Ashen Wolf, and you see that it's talking like a lot of shit. You see that the Ashen Wolf has been praised by many people over the generations. Like, even though it's been gone for like a very long time, some people actually did still believe in it, so much so that it's like still retains some of its deity like power. It has of course diminished over time, but as it's been growing in Undermountain, it has slowly like been regaining its abilities to like go out and find other people to like morph into its pack. And it's basically saying that like against all who fight it, they will lose.
Cool. I'll go over to Mercury and it's like, you got a booth you want to visit now?
Possibly. I'm looking around. Who seems like more nature based or animal based?
The ones who seems more animal based would be this one over here. This booth over here, the one with the crystal ball on it, is the one that is kind of praising the what's it called? The shadow cat.
Which one was that? Sorry.
It would be this one that has the crystal ball on it. This one is praising the shadow cat.
Okay, I'll go.
That sounds like you.
Yep. So you go over there, and she says, "Ah, welcome." And she looks at the panther, and she's like, "Oh, isn't that just a beauty? What's its name?"
His name is Freddy.
Freddy. Can I pet him?
You may.
She kneels down and she pets Freddy, and she's like, "Oh, this is so good. Would you like to join my patron, the Shadow Cat? It seems that you already have one of his descendants right here," and she like gently snuggles with it.
He smiles and he's like, "Honestly, I don't really know much about your god. Can you tell me more?" Or her?
Well, the Shadow Cat is was a long time ago. People called it the first dream, as it were. Back when humans didn't have nightmares or dreams, they would fall into this sleepless oblivion where they would wake up from and see the true nature of themselves. It would terrify them in a way. But the Shadow Cat came and offered them dreams. It offered them, and it punished the ones who were wicked with nightmares. And it was the true first one of its kind. And then it started to multiply and multiply further until it became all the dreams and nightmares of those that are now living in the world now.
Sounds like a powerful deity.
Well, it's not really a deity, mind you, but it is very powerful.
Do you have like a pamphlet or something? I'd like to meet some of the other people at the different booths, but this is highly intriguing.
Absolutely.
For obvious reasons, as he points to Freddy.
Of course. She quickly like gives you a pamphlet, and you're a ranger, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. She gives you this pamphlet, and you can see that the pamphlet delightfully tells you about the Shadow Cat, and this one is more or less a nature-based entity that originated in the Fey realms. That is basically a creation of Fey magics that went wrong with like an animal, and now it's like presiding over the realm of the dreams. So to speak. So it basically eats nightmares from those that it like helps follow and protects. So like if you're good, it will eat your nightmares and give you good dreams, and if you're bad, it'll basically give you nightmares for the rest of your life. And so what it says in here is that while you are not like applicable for the teachings of the Shadow Cat, your friend Lindell is applicable because Lindell is a barbarian.
Nope.
And all right, so
You're
all right.
close.
Okay, so yeah, it's even weirder because it says the barbarian teachings in here. They're called like the Path of the Mercurial, which almost sounds like your name, but you think that might just be a wondrous accident.
I do know indeed that there are no people in here that teach paladin subclasses, so that kind of sucks for me.
Well, maybe. You don't know.
Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Would you like your fortune told?
Sure.
All right, and you see that she waves a hand, and you let and a little like black chair materializes in front of the booth, and she says, "Please sit down."
He takes a seat.
Her hands like rise over the crystal ball, and she like waves her hands. And she says, "Ah, yes, your future is clear to me. I see." She like gazes into it. Please roll me a 1d20 for me. Okay. She looks inside and she says, "Ah, I see a wedding in your future. Who is the lucky girl?"
He kind of like lifts his hand and like points his thumb toward.
Oh, well, I don't think I'll be able to make the wedding, but you two have a good time there. She looks into the ball a bit further, and she said, "Would you like to have me gaze more into your future?"
He thinks about it. He's like, "No, it's okay. I like some."
I just looked into the chat. Hashtag gets gender and class wrong. 2 out of 10 GM. That's pretty good. Sorry, what did you say, Mercury?
He said, "No, it's okay. I like some surprise."
Okay. The fortune teller like puts her ball down, and she says, "Well, I'll be here if you need me."
He gives a nod as he stands up and steps away with obviously with Freddy.
As you guys are checking out the boots, I want you all to roll perception checks for me real quick.
Which one did you say was the perfect chord?
The perfect chord one was up here. Okay. You guys are checking out all the booths, and you see coming from this little hallway down here. You see the Mind Flare Nilhor step out, and he seems to be dusting off his black cloak for a moment, and as he's walking out, and he says, "Thank you for your time." And he like walks out and notices the commotion that's drawn towards all of you guys, and and you see that like, oh my god, and then Ariatsu is coming forward towards him, and he says, "Oh, it's you."
How do I do that, by the way? I don't know how to do that.
Do /me
Oh, okay.
space. Ariatsu just says, "Leave my girlfriend alone, Squid Brains!" And he runs towards the girl that he kissed like 20 seconds ago.
So you come over there. Nilhor is like coming up behind the booth over here, and the kissing booth girl looks over to Nilhor, and she's like, "Oh, hi there. Do you want to kiss?" And he says,
"Let him kiss you now."
What?
Ariatsu, please. You're making a scene. Remember what happened the last time someone did that?
Well, now, look at what we have here. The prodigal son returns. And he goes over to Ariatsu and says, "Now, what are you doing down here in the Undermountain?"
It's Undercon. Tentacle face.
You're really
I can come to Undercon if I want.
You're really not good at this, are you?
I don't like this guy. He tried to kill us.
We came down here to challenge ourselves with the Grant. We were invited to the Undermountain. That's all you really need to know.
Yeah, jerk.
What are you doing
You're not
down
helping,
here?
Ariatsu.
All right.
Yeah, Lindell and Mercury, you have never encountered Nilhor before. Your friends here have obviously have, and he says, Well, unfortunately, I will be taking my leave, as it were. You have caused enough damage to my reputation as it is.
Happy to
You
help.
say unfortunately.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, you say unfortunately.
Yes, I say unfortunately.
You said you were leaving.
Yes, I was leaving. I've just finished up with the meeting in there with the promoter of this convention, the Yek, the Tall.
You say these things as if I know what they mean.
I wouldn't understand a pesky mortal like yourself to understand anything I say.
Yes, we humans, we're very short to temper. That's why I carry a lot of knives.
He's good with him too. Aren't you supposed to be running along now?
I am. You're blocking the way.
I see plenty of space around my friend. There you go. Have a pleasant day.
The kissing girl booth is just like, I'm sensing a lot of negative energy right now. You guys should probably just all talk it out.
That's good advice, Katie.
Yeah, you see Nilhor shrug it off and just walks out of the undercon.
Anybody curious as to what he was here for?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure I 100% believe him when he says he was meeting Yak the Tall, but we'll see, I suppose.
I'm
Was
sorry.
he a friend of yours?
Do we know who this Yak is?
No,
You could certainly do a history check if he's a famous figure, possibly.
Can we all do that?
Yeah, sure.
Nope.
Yeah, none of you know about anybody named Yek the Tall.
my guidance that I had for the kissing booth.
Sure. Ariato, you think you heard one of the goblins mention on the way in that Yek the Tall was the leader of a goblin bazaar that was down here.
Huh. I will share that with the party.
So, anybody interested in reconvening elsewhere? Maybe find something that passes for food in this place and figure out what our next move is.
Did everybody get to see a booth that they wanted to see?
Well, I would quite like to go and see the perfect chord before we head off.
Sure.
Alright, you head over to the Perfect Chord booth. It seems that the woman there is just playing like a little ukulele of some kind as you come up, and as she sees Harmony come in, she says, "Oh, well, do we have another master of the arts here?"
An aspiring performer, at least.
Well, it is good to meet you. What can I do for you today?
Well, I heard your music. It's pretty good. I was just wondering what this place is about.
The Perfect Chord is the patron that I follow. It is the sound of the world, and it is perfection in a way. I've heard the perfect music, and I'm trying to recreate it, as it were. And she's kind of gently strums along on her ukulele, and she says, "But as I gently try to find out what is perfection, I tend to increase my own understanding of how far I can go as a musician and as a person."
Oh, sounds fascinating.
It is. What is your name? Harmony?
Harmony, yes.
Yes. She gently strums her ukulele, and she says, "Would you be interested in following the teachings of the Perfect Chord?"
I would
definitely be interested in learning more about it. Have you got a pamphlet of some kind that I could look over?
Yes, there was a pamphlet machine that was down here. It was just giving us all these pamphlets, and she gives you a pamphlet. You see that the perfect chord is dubbed the sound of creation. When the world was once created, there was just a singular sound, and like when creation was first heard, like this defined that event, and it echoed across empty space beyond and scattering life itself to the four corners of creation. And supposedly, like that perfect chord just sort of like travels around and inspires musicians to pick up like their instruments and inspire people to be better than they were once before.
Huh. Well, yes, I'd definitely be interested in picking up some of the teachings then.
Excellent. We have a grand sort of. Hold on. Look at this. Well, we have a grand consort of musicians that go down on the lower floors. If you meet with them one day, perhaps they can teach you the true meaning of perfection.
I look forward to it.
Great. She strums her ukulele and she says, "Have a good day." She winks at you, and you have one bardic inspiration.
Ah, nice. Well, thank you for your time, and have a good day.
You as well.
And I'll head out.
We still have a lot of booths we haven't visited yet.
True.
Well, I think we might want to help our friend Halath with his problem first.
Well, he can't sense where his friend is, right? So we need to wait to find him, if we can see him.
Well, so I wonder if that has anything to do with the general sense of chill in this place. It seems the organizer might be able to give us more light.
If you want to make an Arcana check to check out like what is up with this place, you can certainly do so. See if there's like any lingering magical effects that are going on. Harmony, you kind of like reach out with your mind, and you sense that there is some kind of neutrality field inside of this area that is sort of keeping everybody on the level. So you actually kind of like think about like throwing a punch at somebody just to test it, but like you think that if you were to do so, it might not work.
Okay. So I'll explain that to the rest of the group. So I wonder if that has anything to do with the organizer of this event.
Halath, do you remember the name? What were the names of the people you're looking for?
The names of the people I am looking for. Let me look through the notes. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, where am I? All right. Here we go. Combined. Okay. Let's see. Where is this place? God, there's so many notes I have to look after. So he says to you, the people I am looking for at the moment is Copper Stormforge, and he looks kind of spooked for a moment as he like tries to like remember, but like he like rubs his eyes and he says, Minded Tarbath and Rex the Hammer.
All right.
When he says these names, you see like a goblin like come up next to you guys, and he says, "Hey, you guys looking for copper?"
We might be.
Well, Copper Stoneforge is like right over there, and then he points into like this area right over here.
And what is over there exactly, other than copper?
Well, that's where the currency conspiracy is like having their like large get together meeting.
And what is? I'm sorry, I'm quite new to this event. What is the currency conspiracy?
Don't know. It's this all fallen, I guess, but nobody really knows that much about it.
Interesting. Thank you. I appreciate the information.
Hey, don't worry about it, pal. And he like holds out a hand.
I shake his hand with my usual too muchness.
He looks at you a little disappointed, and he walks off.
Well, we know where someone is, but we can't really do anything because of the neutrality of this place.
All right, Halath.
Halath like walks back over you, and he says, "Yeah, what's up?"
We may have a lead on one of the people you're looking for, and I take it
Cool.
that in this general sense of calmness you have, you wouldn't mind if I went in without you around, so that I could gather some information that we might use later.
Sure, no problem. You know, I think everything's gonna be really good.
Excellent.
Okay, cool.
There's
And
also...
he-
Ooh, sorry.
It's all right. You go first.
Thank you. There is another all-fallen group in there, apparently. We might want to do like we're doing with these booths and maybe see if they know anything or are willing to share.
Yeah, that's part of why I'm going in it also as well, yes. Anyway, I'm going to start making my way over, and I don't know if this constitutes a stealth check, but I want to, like... I don't want to actively be like, oh, I'm crouching behind a wall, I'm doing that. I just want to kind of be like...
Rayman.
Yeah.
You
blending
just
into the
like
crowd.
you want to James Bond basically. You want to walk in, but nobody really notices you're there.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, yeah, you just do that. I think this would require a stealth check since you guys are like vastly different from everybody else in the room.
25.
Yeah, you walk in like you own the place, and you see that like nobody really pays you any attention as you go in. You see that off in this corner of the room, just like in the top corner, there is a throne where this bright, very handsome-looking nobleman stands around a goblin throne and like sips from a fancy-looking gold wine glass, and he like spits out the wine and he just like thrashes it to the ground and he says, "Another!" And the goblins like all scatter, like almost like afraid of this guy, and he's like, "Yes, master, yes." And they like immediately start going for better wine. You can see there are like two bugbears behind them, just like waiting patiently to talk with him. As it appears that he's already talking with somebody like at the far end of the room, as he seems to be yelling at him. And that is Copper Stormforge. You see that Copper is like not responding as they're talking. As Copper is now literally made out of copper. His body has been transmuted or just turned into the metal copper. And the guy seems to be yelling at him, "No, we can't take loan payments from people like you. We just can't do that. The transactors would... Like, are you even listening to me? I can't believe some people." And the bugbears are like looking at him like, what the fuck? And the goblins, like, they seem like spooked by this dude. What do you do?
So, he transmuted as in, like, dead, petrified, like, that kind of transmuted? Or is it, like, do I have any idea that he might still be alive in there?
Give me a medicine check. You see that his eyes are still moving, so you think he's still alive.
Mm-hmm. Is there any places, like, I know that one guy is slinging some liquor, but is there any other any places that have like wine, like nice? Wine?
Nice wine. You see that up here. There's a wine sort of like there are sort of wine bars just like right up here for people to go to. The goblins seem to be manning it and just like giving good wine out to like this guy that's like running this whole shebang. And yeah, you can like look him up if you want, but you can also just look over to you just go over to the wine deposits and get some yourself.
Yeah, that was my plan.
All right, you just you take some wine. As the goblin sort of just like hands a glass to you.
I tip him like a gold.
Okay. The goblin seems grateful. And he says, "Thank you."
I understand the service industry, don't worry.
Of course.
And I walk over to this guy. Well, you seem like a gentleman who needs a drink.
He looks down at you, Gildus, and he waves his hand. Please give me a let's see here. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Nope.
Uh-oh.
That's 4.
You are turned into a sheep.
Oh shit!
I'm a sheep now.
You're a sheep boy. And the guy in the chair looks down at your sheep form and he says, "Get out of here! I'm having a meeting with this obvious degenerate over there." And he points back over to the man made out of copper.
I just bleed at him.
But he just like let's see how many hit points do sheep have? Let's see, sheep. I'm gonna say you have 3 hit points. He's gonna he pulls out like a sword and he's just like, "Get out of here before I shave you."
If he polymorphed him, Gildus has the mental capacity.
Yeah, I don't actually understand what he's saying. If
that's true. I think the goblins they just sort of take you by the sheepfold and just start guiding you out of the hall. And he says, "Here, sheepy, sheepy, sheepy. Here, sheepy, sheepy, sheepy. I got a carrot for you, sheepy, sheepy, sheepy."
I take the carrot, I headbutt him, and then I follow him out.
Oh, you're a naughty sheepy, but I like your attitude. And yeah, he just follows you. Follow him out, and he says, "Hey, I have a guy that turned into a sheep in that hallway."
I immediately start.
Yeah, you start heading over there. As you start heading out of the room, you feel your body contort back into a man, and as you approach your friends, you're back in man form now.
Well. That was profoundly uncomfortable.
What happened?
What just happened? Yeah.
Well, I tried to figure out what this coin conspiracy was all about, and I got turned into a sheep. Bright side is, I know where copper. Bright side is, I know where copper is.
So, on that front, I had an idea. We can't deal with him down here, but we don't necessarily want to take down the neutrality field with all these goblins around. I could use a suggestion to get him to come up to the first floor with us.
Well, see, the problem with that is copper is quite literally copper.
What do you mean?
As in, he's still alive, probably in pain, but he is he's a copper statue at the moment.
Oh.
And the person that turned you into a sheep?
Most likely turned him into a copper statue, yes.
Alright. What can you tell us about this guy?
Well, he was shouting at Copper from literally across the room. Anytime one of his goblins brought him a drink, he spat it out, threw it at them, and asked for more. And as soon as I tried to offer him a drink, he turned me into a sheep.
Seems like somebody.
Sounds like a pleasant individual.
Yes.
Did you catch the guy's name?
I assume that's Yak. He seems to be in charge of all these goblins or something. Also, it's where Squidface came from, so...
Makes sense then.
That's fun.
Yes, well...
Is there a way we can change him so he's not a copper statue?
I could try to dispel the magic, but
Yeah.
it might not be magic.
The Revenant, Halath, holds a hand up and he says, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I'm cool with letting him be a copper statue forever.
Now, is that you talking, or is that the neutrality field talking?
I'm pretty sure this is me talking. Like, I mean, if he's just a copper statue forever, I don't think I need to kill him at that point.
Give me a moment. I'm gonna make my way back, try not to be seen again, but I don't want to go up to the guy. I want to get the attention of one of the goblins.
Okay. Okay, what do you do to get one of the attention of one of these goblins?
Well, I'm just gonna stand, about here, and just be like, "Psst, hey, you, come here for a sec."
The goblin looks over at you and he moves up and he says, yes, so what can I do for you?
That gentleman who's a statue right now, I assume your boss is the one who... It's your boss's handiwork, correct?
Yeah, he got all the gil out of him, so unfortunately he just couldn't pay the toll and now he's a statue forever now.
Okay, so it is quite permanent?
Well, I mean, unless he gets his gil back, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. Gil, you said?
Yeah, gil. It's like your soul money.
Oh, interesting. What is the... Do you know what the coin conspiracy is?
Well, the coin conspiracy, as he's like saying this, you see an energy blast hit this goblin, and he takes... He takes 12 points of damage. This guy is turned into gold. And you see that the guy at the top of the hall says, nope, nobody says a word about the conspiracy.
Am I at least allowed to ask why?
It's because I say so.
Fair enough. And I walk out. Well,
as you walk out, the gold statue of the goblin just dings to the ground, and you see like a small gold tear just drop down from his face.
Well, as far as I can tell, it is quite a permanent arrangement.
Well, it's safe to say that the neutrality field doesn't affect that room. So maybe we could take Halath, I think was his name. Yeah, Halath. We could take Halath in there and see if he still wants the copper guy to remain copper.
Actually, that's a good point. Did I feel the neutrality field like dissipate or anything? Like, did I feel any different?
You, as you like went in there, now that you're kind of like feeling it out, give me another Arcana check.
3.
You didn't feel anything weird this time, so you think that like maybe it just doesn't work in there.
How about I phrase the question differently? Had I been not affected by the neutrality field, I would have very much liked to have stuck a knife in that guy's throat for being turned into a sheep.
As you like went in there, you think
under normal circumstances, Gildus would have wanted to put a dagger in that guy's throat for turning him into a sheep.
Yeah, as you're out in the hallway, you feel the urge, but you kind of like fight it back down, like subconsciously. When you were in the room, though, you think your sheep mind definitely wanted that to happen. So you think the field doesn't work in there.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that neutrality field is definitely not an effect in that room.
And this Yak person seems to be the representative of the coin conspiracy.
As far as I can tell, yes. Anytime someone tries to talk about it, he turns them into a statue. Or if you owe him your soul currency, he turns you into a statue. Or if you try to talk to him, he turns you into a sheep.
Like statue?
I mean, I have an idea.
Oh,
Do
God.
tell.
Theoretically, we could just, walk up, or one of us could, and say, hey, we're a new member. We were told to report to you. See if we can get some info from them that way. And it's like, oh, the higher-ups told me I need to get copper,
That's assuming he's not in charge.
If he is, I'll just say it was someone else. There can't be one person in charge of an organization like that.
Honestly, I feel
There
like...
usually is a captain or something. Or a
Honestly,
second.
I feel like he's a bit of the dictator type.
Makes sense with all the statue transform.
But
Maybe, but it's also the only chance we might get of learning what the heck this conspiracy even is.
I mean, if it's that kind of organization, I'm not particularly inclined to figure it out.
We don't really have a choice considering our mission.
Right.
We could get one of the goblins out of there and find out some more information from him, away from him, so that he can't turn them into a statue.
That's true.
Theoretically, if you want, I can cause the distraction, like I said, and someone can pull a goblin out and ask it questions.
Well, I mean, I could just wander in and suggest that it comes and answers some questions for us.
You would be doing that in vision of him, however, because it's only in that room that it doesn't work. If he sees you casting a spell, that might not go well.
That is
If we
true.
bring them out here, then we have everyone else here looking at us.
Guys, you know how I'm a drow or a half drow?
Yes.
So one of the things that half drow and drow can is we can summon globes of darkness. And I could like stand over there and put a globe of darkness like right here, and then we could just grab a goblin and run, or grab copper and run.
Would we?
I don't
would
like
we
our
be able-
chances.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, magic like that usually requires, to be able to see them. It's not
That is true.
an awful idea.
He would at least have to move into the darkness and through it before he could cast a spell upon them.
Plus,
So
the way you described to me sounds like a noble. So maybe this organization's just a bunch of rich assholes, which, half, like the rich part, me and Mercury fall under assholes as well. You guys been around this long enough, you probably can tell.
Honestly, I think we all fall under the rich category at this point.
Yes, but they're probably like, old money, those types.
Mhm.
Inheritances and such.
Remind me to spend it all before I have children.
Might be too late for me.
Oh,
Any-
God.
So what's our plan of action here?
So
Well, I put my idea out there, but I don't know what the rest of you want to do.
So the
Just,
one concern I have with that is that if there's a neutrality field outside of that room, we won't be able to just drag the goblin.
Have we talked to the big creepy frog dragon?
You have not.
We could cut a deal with him. Cut a deal with the dragon. Say, hey, we got some business with the coin conspiracy.
I'd rather lie to this human than lie to a dragon.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't necessarily be a lie. I'll handle it if you want.
You know what? You talk to the dragon. I'll try talking to Yak.
All right.
Wait.
Wait.
Do we actually...
We'll call
Is
that one a
anybody
plan
stopping
B.
him?
Ariato.
Ariato. We'll call that one a plan B.
Oh, all right.
Do you understand what sarcasm is, friend?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you need to learn how to spot it.
I almost made a really stupid joke. I didn't. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Well,
Give me a second. Excuse me, sir.
Who are you talking to? The goblin?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The goblin looks up at you and he says, what is it, human?
How much do you know about whether, like, have goblins been going in and out of that room often?
Yes, our leader is in there, Yek the Tall. He used to be a goblin before the conspiracy took hold of him.
Really?
Yeah, they gave him a necklace that made him look like a human, so we're calling him Yek the Tall now, because he's the tallest goblin of all time.
Interesting. Can you
Yeah.
tell me more about this coin conspiracy without getting turned into a golden statue, say?
I can tell you a little bit, I guess. So Yek's been going pretty crazy lately, considering he's got these magic powers now. Personally, I think they're pretty weird. He can like take the money out of your soul and like put it into his own pockets for gold. So whenever he has like a criminal that he's judging, if he judges them guilty, he just turns their soul into money for him and leaves their statues as like gold.
And that's all you know at this point?
I mean, all at this point, yeah. I mean, hey, listen, can I be real with you guys? If it wasn't like, if this neutrality field wasn't here, I would really like you to like get a necklace off of that guy that turned him into this, and because this guy he's acting really crazy right now.
Well, can you tell me about does he ever leave that throne of his?
He thinks about it for a moment, and he's like, no, he's been super obsessed with staying in power, so since he's, Yet the Tall, and he's all like, oh, look at me, I can turn people into gold, I'm a god, or something like that, I don't know.
Are your are the bugbears in there? Are they of the same mind as you?
I don't know, those bugbears, they're Xanathar Guild.
Oh, so they don't have brains then. All right.
Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, let's just say that the brains that are in their heads don't technically belong to them.
Oh, man.
At least.
That's wicked, man.
Anyway, do you know any way I might be... Because I'm reasonably sure that if I can get close to him without being attacked or turned into any kind of creature or statue, might be able to get it off of him.
Really?
It's a long shot, but I do have sticky fingers. I just need to get close.
Okay, man. Oh, no. Wait, hold on. Do you have, like, magic items on you or whatever?
I have one, no two.
Alright, well, you might want to take that shit off. Last time somebody tried to, like, I don't know, like, fight him or whatever with a magic item, he just, like, got more stronger with them. He drained the power out of him and, like, put it into his own.
Interesting. How, from what I saw of him earlier, how secure does that necklace look?
You took a look at him. You noticed that he did have like a really fancy necklace around his neck. It's like tucked in between like his like the leather armor that he has on. So like it's pretty well secured, and he doesn't seem to be like really letting people get close to him. So you might like with you did like you got close to talking with him, and he turned you into a sheep.
Okay. He's not a very smart individual, is he?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he was a cool guy before he got that currency conspiracy into his head. He's a real jerk. I do know one person that might be able to get it off of him, though. Although she's kind of been lost for a little while.
Who might that be?
It was his old girlfriend, Yeek.
You said she was lost? Where?
Oh, she went into some of the other level. She went into the other parts of the second level of Undermountain somewhere. She was getting worried about him, so she went to one of Halath's apprentices that lived down here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she went to Trenzia.
Do you know where I would be able to find a map of the second level, perhaps?
He like pulls out like a little sketch of paper that he has in his pocket, and he says, "I got like a rough copy right here. If you wanna if I can draw it for you."
If you believe it's accurate, then I would very much appreciate it. Yes.
All right, so you go down this hall, and he basically he gives you the little instructions on where to find Trenzia, the place where Yeek is apparently at. And as he does this, you guys hear the dragon in your head, up here, say, "Okay, and now that everybody is in their places, please come to the main hall for the dance party of the night." And you hear they're sort of all the goblins grumbling, but some of them look excited, so all of them start kind of flooding back in. As you hear some kind of weird bardic music in your head.
That was weird bardic music. You're right.
Yeah, it seems to be some weird and kind of almost kind of faded music starts rolling through your ears, and you think this dragon might be producing music through your heads as the goblins begin to dance to it. It's very, very odd, and you're not sure what is happening, but I think some people might be getting into this.
Ariazo makes a noble attempt to dance.
All right, everybody who's dancing, roll performance checks for me.
Mercury, wanna go dance?
I dance horribly, but I'll give it a whirl.
All right, since you two are dancing as a pair together, you can quietly do it with advantage.
Yes.
I think you're more charismatic than I am.
All right,
Nice.
Lindell, Harmony, you got Lindell, Harmony, and Mercury. You all dance very slowly and genuinely in this music. Harmony, what are you doing doing this? Are you pulling your bagpipes out?
Yeah, I'm playing along badly.
Oh my gosh, yes. Ariazo, please describe.
Totally off beat. If everybody else is dancing slowly, I'm fucking stomping like I'm at a rave or something.
Yeah, you're doing that weird dance move where you hold your leg up behind your back and there's bobbing your head forwards. And people are staying far away from you.
Right, give me space.
Gildus, the goblin in front of you, is finishing up with a map, and you see that Trenzia is in this chamber over here.
Give me a sec, I need to zoom out. Oh, okay. Not super far. Alright.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. And as you get the map, the music just gently stops, and you hear the dragon in your mind say, "That is all. You have danced adequately." And he sits down.
Well,
Just random dance hour, okay.
Just random dance hour.
Poor
Arias, I think you I think you pop your ankle out of
he
place.
tries to do a backflip.
Can I do... This is going to sound weird, but I'd like to do an insight to see how rushed the goblin was when making the map to just sort of gauge its accuracy.
That would be investigation, I think.
Investigation? Okay. 11.
You see that he did it like kind of in a rush because he was also dancing along to the beat and didn't want to look bad. You see that, but he looked confident when he was doing it. So you think like this is probably in the general area of where Trenzia is.
Okay. Before I go back to the group, I'm gonna offer him my thanks, and I'll give him like 5 silver.
He looks at you and he says, "Okay, man. Hey, listen, I should really be paying you for this because if you get like Yek the Tull's necklace off of him, the goblins will be like really indebted to you because like we don't like this guy very much. He's a fuckhead."
You always pay an artist for their work. It is a principle that I follow dearly.
Okay, man, whatever you say. And he like gives you like a wild look before like he steps away.
Okay, as he's stepping away, before I go to the group, I'm going to go to this next goblin, and I'm like, friend, may I ask you a favor?
Yeah, sure. What's going on?
I just recently had this map drawn, and are you familiar with the area at all?
Oh yeah, man. I live down here. My cousins they live down in the third layer of the mountain, but you know I'm more of a second layer kind of guy myself.
Excellent, just what I needed. Could you take a look at this map and tell me if it's accurate?
Takes a look and he's just like, "Well, what am I looking at here? What do you mean?"
I just want to know if this is where Trenzia would be.
Oh, Trenzia, that bitch. Yeah, she's right over there.
Wow.
Thank you.
No problem, man. He holds out a hand.
I shake his hand.
He looks very disappointed. He's just like, okay, fuck you, dude, okay. And he, like, walks away.
Well, I may have a possible solution to our problem now.
Does it involve me getting that soul money ability?
Did it involve Eritio playing a bagpipe?
The goblins here seemed... Oh, fun fact. Yek the Tall isn't actually a nobleman. He is a crazy goblin with a necklace that turned him into a human.
Sounds about par for the course.
So yeah, the other goblins don't like him. The bugbears in the room are Xanathar, so they have those brain things inside their heads. And Yek has a girlfriend in another part of this floor that might be able to get the necklace off of him, and the goblins would be very much in our debt if we did that for them.
Was the Illithid that we encountered in session 3 or whatever, was he working with Xanathar? Did we ever find that out?
Yes, he was one of Xanathar's generals. And you also found out, like, in the previous session that Xanathar had been in cahoots with the currency conspiracy with that note that you found in the air elemental's room.
Curious and curiouser.
So yes, we have a lead if we'd like to follow it.
Lindell, you could always take Yek's place, and then they could give you a necklace that would make you tall.
Ooh. That hurts a little bit.
What?
And I don't want to take his place. I just want to beat the powers out of him because turning people into money sounds awesome.
Oh, also they recommended that if we do wind up fighting this Yek person, it's probably best not to bring our magical items with us. Apparently the last person who tried that just made him stronger.
Shit. Okay.
Yep. You're gonna take Gildus take 10 emotional damage from that sick burn.
Getting people mixed up again.
Yep.
What is that fucking? Hold on,
Lindell.
Lindell, son of, I keep mixing.
I remember you said before me and Gildus have similar voices, which I think you're crazy for saying that because I don't think we do.
Oh my god, am I like going? Maybe I'm going nuts. Maybe I'm like,
Can you spell
Maybe this is how like GMs run the Mad Mage dungeon. They just go nuts off camera, and they're just
They go mad themselves.
They go mad.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Just to be clear, like, Ariatza was not saying that in a mean way.
Okay, alright.
He was saying that just kind of like how do you
Banter?
say, not paying attention to the effect of his words.
Yeah, he was just doing it in a joking kind of way.
I know.
All right, yeah,
But
sure.
like
So
here, like if it helps, I usually pull up Discord to just go like, okay, whose voice is speaking, and I'll fix my name.
okay, yeah. Let me actually do that because I don't usually look at the Discord when I see this stuff. Okay, yeah. All right, so yeah, so you guys now have a goal and information to do on this floor. If you want to disassemble Yek the Tall's grasp on this place, you could easily do that by snatching the necklace off of him and doing that and getting the goblin support on this level of Undermountain. And you know where you know that the other part of this level is dedicated to Halaster's apprentices, which are scattered around. And yeah, you're still in the hall right now. You haven't seen the gelatinous invocations sort of area yet, but you know that it's like around the corner somewhere, and that the Jelly Cube janitor's dad apparently runs it.
Yeah, we've also haven't checked out all these besides the Forbidden Graveyard.
It's true.
So,
What's our priority?
Well, I don't know about any of you, but I'd like to knock that fucking goblin down a peg.
The
Well,
only thing that
yeah.
comes to mind for me is that if we cause trouble with Yek the Tall, then the rest of the convention might disperse or something, and we might
Well,
not
the
have the
majority
chance
of the
to learn.
convention is goblins, and as far as I can tell, none of the goblins particularly like Yek.
Yes, but if he serves an All Fallen, the other All Fallen, whatever you want to call them, members might not like that. So we might want to get basically the pamphlet out of the pamphlet rally out of the way before we go. Just like quickly get information, because this might be our last chance if we piss off one of their allies.
I'll go talk to the Mohawk lady.
All right,
Lady.
the Mohawk lady. Okay, so the Mohawk lady, she's in charge of something called the Eternal Citadel. And she seems to just kind of like be looking at everybody very pensively as they walk by, not really like offering any sort of games or anything. And as you come over to her, she says, "Hello."
Hello, I saw you have a Mohawk. I also have a Mohawk.
I know. I appreciate it.
So, my name's Ariatzo. I'm a priest of Isla Stray, and I'm curious to hear about what you are offering and your pamphlet.
She gives you a singular pamphlet, and she says, the Eternal Citadel is the wanders across the endless plains of the world in a monument to power and preservation. It was constructed by the Dwarven gods, and it stands as a bastion of order in this world of chaos.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. And she does like a quick bow to you.
I will. If it's what I'm thinking, it is. I think Lindell is going to want to look at the options provided by Eternal Citadel. So I will run over and hand Lindell the pamphlet.
All right, I'll look at it.
Okay, yeah, you look at it, and you see that the Eternal Citadel. You're a fighter, correct?
Oh my!
Paladin.
Just no.
Paladin? What the fuck am I doing? I don't know what is happening.
Don't worry, Boom. I fixed my name in Discord.
Oh my gosh, what is happening to me?
Female dwarf.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm having finals week this week, and my brain has just been all over the place.
It's okay. That's why I wrote it out for you.
Okay.
Female dwarf paladin in all caps.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yes. So you wanted to bring this over to Lindell. Okay.
Thank you
So
for
Lin-
the effort, Ariatsu, but I can't use this.
Lindell, you see that this is the Bastion of Fate. It's the Bastion of Fate, basically. So like, it is a massive fortress surrounded by a moat of liquid starlight. You can see from the pamphlet it like resides usually in different levels of planar existence. So it just kind of like travels around like the TARDIS in Doctor Who, just kind of taking in travelers that like want to go inside of it. And for those that go inside of it, they don't like age at all. Like time doesn't pass in there like the same way it does on the outside. So like people go in, but they don't like come out probably because like they don't want to die. So for those who go in there, they can just kind of live forever.
Yeah, I played an Eternal Citadel Warlock in one of my in a one-shot campaign, and it's really good for tanks. That's why I was thinking about bringing it. But I don't think it would make sense for him to split between Lathander and so on.
Yeah. Man, you... okay. Yeah, so, yeah, you bring him that, and that's what it says.
Thank you, Ariatsu, but I don't think I'm the right person for this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you look at the pamphlet, and it seems like they're looking for fighters, not paladins. Which, of course, Lindell is. I would never, ever confuse that.
Definitely not a barbarian.
Yes. All right. So yes, that is what that guy. That is what that girl is dealing out.
I'll check out this woman down here, see what she has.
That woman. You see that she is looking like a little green and around like the cheeks, and you see that like her hair is almost like little weeds of grass. And she says, hello there. What can I do for you today?
Not going to lie, I don't know what your booth is about, so I wanted to come by and check.
Well, you see, my booth is, what you say, an opportunity. I am a collection of the All-Fallen that wish to go out of the Undermountain, as it were. And to do that, I was hoping to raise awareness of a militia that we are gathering on the lower floors.
You don't say. What floor is this, and what are you planning to do?
Well, on the 9th floor of Undermountain, we were hoping to train traveling wizards and fighters to join our cause and train down there, as we hope to rise up out of Undermountain and go out into the world to spread our good word.
All right, and what is your good word exactly?
Well, it's going to be a bit of a sort of... it's going to be a combination of all of our features, as it were. Multiple factions will probably race out into Waterdeep to spread their word, creating a few more factions here or there, but then it will spread out even further until the world eventually regains the knowledge of the All-Fallen once again.
All right. Do you have a pamphlet?
Nope, no pamphlets here. Actually, I'm one of the few people here that don't have pamphlets.
Shame, but thank you.
Thank you. And just to be clear here, it's not just wizards and fighters. We also accept, paladins, clerics, rangers, the warlocks, the whole shebang.
Much more progressive than the other booths. Thank you.
Oh, no worries. We get it. We understand that some people just like they're not up to the not up to the tap, but they're just not allowed to worship those sorts of things.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go back to the group and tell them that. And it's also, weirdly enough, is it just me, or do some of these All-Fallen not seem that bad?
Some of them seem pretty alright.
Well, okay, to be fair, maybe the one chord is the only one that seems 100% good. But
I like the nature one.
When you
Citadel's not bad.
The
Yeah.
Shadow Cat is also really nice too. It seems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've never asked Halaster exactly like why these things were needed to be sealed away in the first place when you talk to him. So you still have that question in the bank if you want to know anything about that.
If we want to talk to our employer, we might be able to persuade him that instead of, complete, puts the thumb across the throat, we might be able to persuade him that as long as we get them out of Undermountain, then that still counts.
Wasn't the point that he wanted them not to escape Undermountain?
He wanted you to seal them away, basically.
Yes, but I distinctly remember him saying that, like, if they got out of Undermountain, then the world would be fucked.
Yes, you do remember him saying that.
We might need to gather just more information because some of these I could see, but like some of them, on the other hand, it's like I don't see why they would be a threat.
Yeah, it may have been just some of them.
Yeah, so roll insight real quick, just to like get you like a general feel of these people that are around you right now.
The kissing lady was really nice.
The kissing lady was really nice.
I think you're biased.
Yes. Gildus, for once, you're just like at like a loss of like.
Question: would this be akin to discerning a lie?
Yes. So okay, so
Then
you were to
that
get
would
16
be-
on this.
Yeah, that would be 8 plus 8. Yeah, 16.
All right, yeah. So you, everybody except for Lindell looks around, and you think like maybe some of these people are putting on a good face, for like their patrons right now, like spinning you like a good, like the good side of the story right now.
Okay.
Ariatsu still thinks Katie's nice.
Katie is nice, and I'm not going to lie to you. She might be my favorite NPC I've ever done.
Oh.
Well, it seems to me that we're not getting the entire truth when we speak to these people.
Don't take things at face value then.
No.
All right. That makes me feel better. Please don't give him that idea, Mercury.
Hey, I gotta help a brother out.
I'm not gonna waste
Oh no.
Yeah, as you look over to her, she like gives you like a nice little hand wave, and she like blows a kiss at you.
Ariatsu, she's
Ariatsu
part of a
will-
cult.
Well, I could save her.
No.
Just before he gets there, it's just like stopping him. It's like, aren't you already, I don't know, banging
Yes.
the
Aren't you?
best drow ever in a fucking vampire?
Exactly.
You look inside of the pamphlet of the Fallen Exile again, Ariat. So you do see that, like, since they are a very loving cult, you know that maybe a polycule wouldn't be out of the question here.
Yep. Ariatsu is not beheld by such trivial and conservative notions as monogamy.
I'm not saying saying you should follow monogamy. I'm saying isn't 2 enough?
I suppose.
Especially when one is following some kind of entity that probably wants to fuck the world over. And by
Yes.
the world, I mean that includes the drow and vampire that you are currently sleeping with.
That's a good way to look at it.
An ancient proverb that I think that you should listen to is, don't put your dick in crazy.
I'll keep that in mind. And Ariatsu kind of writes it down in a book.
Oh gosh,
Wise words.
I didn't think he'd actually wrote it down. I guess it's not bad advice.
I think that really fits with Alistray too, since she's a drow god. She's like,
That's
hey
the worst
guys,
advice you gave anyone.
don't listen. I know we're all drow, and I know we have drow friends, but like, don't stick your dick in crazy.
I mean, if that wasn't an illustrated proverb, it's going to be now.
Ariatsu.
Ariatsu's done with it.
Yeah, that will be Ariatsu's contribution to the clergy.
Yeah, you just like bring it up to the next clergy meeting, and you're just like, guys, I had a vision.
All right. All right. So we have 3 more. Who
Four
wants
more.
to go? 4 more.
Nobody talked to the guy.
We've already
This guy.
visited this guy.
Oh, okay, okay.
We have who wants to go to the kiddie pool with this guy, who wants to go to the library, and who wants to visit the mysterious lady that I don't remember who she is.
Mm-hmm.
The library sounds interesting.
Gildus is going to the kiddie pool, so I'll go down here.
All right, let's see here. Okay, so
Ariatso sneaks back to the
yeah, so you go over to
Going
the
at once.
you go over to the gut to this one over here, the bottom, and he looks up at Harmony, who comes by, and he says, "Hey there, what's going on?"
Oh, just curious about your booth. What are you representing here?
I am representing a cursed archive.
That sounds a little bit ominous. Have you got a pamphlet? Can you tell me a bit more?
So a cursed archive is a big library. Big library holds big secrets, about all humanity and all that. You go into archive, you take out a book, you look inside, you see the secrets. It is very good, no?
Does sound interesting.
Yeah. Hey, can I say you look like a book guy?
Kind of a book guy.
Yeah, you look like a cool book dude, and he hands you like a book, and you see that it's 101 tips for like going to the bathroom, and he says, "Take this book. It gives you good luck."
Well, thanks.
Yes, he gives you this book, and he says, what can I do to get you into our business today?"
Well, so I'm just browsing at the moment. If you've got a pamphlet, I'll look it over and get back to you.
All right. Okay. I'll give you a pamphlet. You seem like a cool dude, and he gives you the pamphlet for the Accursed Archive. Halath told you about the Accursed Archive already, and this pamphlet pretty much confirms it. It is a culmination of the greatest secrets that the material plane has to offer. And anybody that goes inside of the archive is collected into its knowledge. So, like, books about your life will be inside of it once you enter it.
I'll wipe a bead of sweat off my forehead.
As you go over to this man at the top of the Foundation Gildus, you see that he's talking to 2 goblins about like wealth of gold. And as he does so, like he looks at you, Gildus, and he says, "Hi there. What can I do for you?"
Well, you could tell me what you're selling here.
Oh, what I'm selling here is money, my friend. Do you like money?
I have an appreciation for it, yes.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you about my guy, the Keeper of the Depths. He's what lurks beneath the entire ocean, my friend. He collects all the stray coins and treasures that fall into the deep with those pirate ships, man. All the treasure that goes down and never sees the light of day again. That's what my guy's got. You want someone that'll give you the gold? That's what my guy's gonna give you.
Interesting. Do you have a pamphlet?
Well, yes, I do. You guys are just collecting a lot of pamphlets today. But yeah, so you get this pamphlet, and you see that the Keeper of the Deep is the Keeper of the Depths is basically an ancient sort of kraken that is basically has basically been like worshipped by like so many cultists over the years that it turned into a semi-deity sort of being. It harvests the not only gold of the sea, but the dreams of anybody that lives on the sea as well. and basically it collects this knowledge and keeps collecting it until it has eventually collected so much mass knowledge on the sea, it will, in its own words, become the sea.
Well, thank you for the information. I appreciate it.
Of course. Would you like a boat?
A boat?
A boat.
Do you mean like life-size physical boat, or are you talking more like little toy thing?
Yeah, my guys on the lower layers, we give out like boat rides all the time for people that want to check out our dude.
Interesting. How about you give me the name of your friends, and if I feel so inclined to check it out, I will tell them you sent me.
Okay, then. So you want to check them out on the 4th layer of Undermountain. You can contact my guy there. His name is Argus, and you'll be able to check out the avatar of the of our dear Lord, the Keeper of the Deep, down there, and he'll tell you everything you need to know.
Excellent. Thank you so much, sir.
Of course, you have a very wealthy future, my friend.
And you as well.
All right. The last one here is. Let me go back to that side of the map because I looked over to somewhere else. Is this woman that's kind of sitting in her own booth over here? She is kind of fumbling around with something on her end. As I try to look at something real quick, where did I put my Pepsi? Hold on. Pepsi. Where did it go? I think I might legitimately be going insane because I had a Pepsi right near me, and now I can't find it anymore. Check the floor. Okay, it's under my chair.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So yeah, you quietly like go over to this girl over here, and she says, hello there. How's it going?
Great, so far.
Good, yeah.
Good. Well, my whole thing is I am the avatar for the Weaver of Lies. Would you like a pamphlet today?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Am I close enough to be listening to to this conversation?
Yeah, sure.
I just as soon as I hear her say the Weaver of Lies or whatever she just said, I want to listen. Like, I don't want to participate, but I want to listen intently on everything she says and see if I could pick out any kind of lies.
Okay. Make a insight check.
Before she starts talking, I kind of want to signal to Ariazzo, because this is like his thing. Like, this is a servant of Loth, and it's like, hey, buddy, you might want to listen to this. You know, like, hey.
Make a performance check for him. He's distracted by this pretty elf lady.
I'll do you one better. Ariazzo, get your fucking ass over here.
Okay. So she gives you this pamphlet, and she says, the pamphlet says the Weaver of Lies is basically a huge spider-like creature that was created a very long time ago, supposedly at the point of creation. That was the first thing to ever be deceitful. And across time, it has basically been described often as a trickster responsible for the terrible conflicts and destructive wars that arise from mistrust and suspicion.
Do I know if this is Lowell?
Roll a religion check for me.
I thought Halath told you it was. That's why I was signaling for you to get over here.
Alistair said it was connected with Tololf.
Okay.
With that religion check, you don't know if this thing is Lolth. You know that like gods have taken many forms over the years, but you've never heard about Lolth being described like this before.
Okay, there's no like. I hate to like do this stuff where I like say, oh, but my backstory, but like Ariatsu would definitely recognize if there's any Lolth iconography, like if there's any symbols of Lolth on this pamphlet that he would recognize.
Okay, yeah.
Anything like that?
Yeah, so with that, even with advantage, which was what I was going to give you for this, since so with that 12, you look around at the pamphlet, and you do not see anything on here connected to Lolth in particularly.
Okay. It sure does sound that's the wrong voice. That's my fucking artificer voice. It sure does sound similar to Lolth, but I don't see any symbols or anything.
She looks at you, actually, Ariatsu, and she says, "Oh, are you like a drow?"
Partially.
She like holds her hand out for the pamphlet.
She wants it back?
She wants it back.
You didn't give it to me, lady. You gave it to my friend here.
I'm sorry, but like I don't mean to be rude or anything. No, I'm not a racist. I'm just saying that like drow are acting like really weird down here.
I'm gonna hand the pamphlet to Lynn, and I'm gonna keep my eyes on this woman as I do it to see how she reacts to me giving it to Lindell.
She seems relieved, almost. Like, she's like, fine that you're not holding it anymore.
I'm gonna walk up to her and say, what do you mean by drow are acting weird?
Well, you know, I've seen that, like, drow on, like, the lower layers of this place, like, they don't, like, they kind of, like, lose faith down here.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, they don't, like, believe in anything anymore.
Huh. That's... Well, I guess it's not for you to know. And he'll walk back and whisper to the party as, like, elegantly as he can. That sounds like what Halath was saying. When he saw me as a drow, he said, you know, that I didn't, like, I wasn't blessed by illustrating anymore, and that really bothered me.
Sounds like there's some atheist drow down here. Fertile ground for illustration.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll figure it out.
All right, thank you, Ariel. So you can go back to your girlfriend now.
Yeah, your girlfriend is like, sweetie pie, another goal, please.
I'm just gonna remove like 10 gold
50.
from my
I was hoping you were going to say like 50 gold or something.
Okay, yeah, you give her 10 golds, and like she comes around the booth and she like gives you like a big hug and she kisses you this time, like for like at least a good like 15 seconds. It's a very passionate kiss this time.
Oh yeah.
just give her 100 and go to her room, God.
It'll be cheaper in the long run.
Well, the only one I can think of next is the Jelly Crew. Do we want to check them out, or do we think we're pretty good here?
Are we gonna go to the dragon? Just out of curiosity.
I have no idea. Should we
Probably
talk to the
should ask about the dragon. Maybe ask about it before we go and talk to it directly.
See if we should talk to it.
Yeah, if you want to like communicate with any of these goblins around here, you can certainly do that, or you can talk to some of the vendors.
Vendors?
Yes,
There's items to buy?
No, I meant like the booth guys.
Oh.
You're close.
So I'll wander up to that goblin in front of us and say, "Hey, so what's up with the big guy on the throne?"
Oh, that's Nizmizit. It's basically a dragon that Halaster summoned to come up here and organize the neutrality that's going on here between all of the different All Fallen. He basically like summoned him from another reality, I think, and so or like another like part of the material plane. So like he acts like super weirdly to some of the stuff we do, but like he seems chill, I guess.
Sorry, do you say Halath organized this convention where the All Fallen could congregate?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank you for your time.
No problem. He hands out like he puts his hand out.
I'll shake his hand and then wander off.
Okay, fuck you, man, fuck you, and he walks away.
So, so I'll pass that on to the party as well. So, Alistair's organized. I thought he wanted to get rid of the Old Fallen.
It seems very curious. What'd you learn about the dragon?
So, it's from another reality, and it's called Niv Mizzet.
Wow.
It's summoned to do Halaster's bidding and make sure this convention goes down without a hit.
Nimvazit, hold on, I got my Magic the Gathering cards right here. No.
Well, yeah, I swear I had a pack of these just like before we went in here.
Can I roll a history to see if I've heard of this dragon's name?
Sure.
Just based on my history?
Like
Sure.
super high though, if he's from a different reality. I don't know. I'm not the DM. You're the DM.
You have not heard of Niv Mizzet.
Okie dokie.
I will say he doesn't seem to look like any kind of like chromatic dragon that you've seen. Like he has like weird colors on him. Like yeah, he looks red, but then he like has like these like blue colors on him as well. And he also has like gold talons, so like he might be like a combination of like dragons like you haven't seen before.
Okay. Tempted to talk to him.
Well, yeah, it does beg the question why, if he's here to enforce the neutrality, he's left Yek without any protection.
Well, I'm not interested in angering a dragon. If any of you would like to speak to it, that's fine.
That is the problem, isn't it?
Do you want to go talk to a Mercury?
I do, but I'm not stupid.
Why is it stupid to talk to him?
Have you ever met a dragon?
Oh.
I have.
Well, I mean, that's what Jarlax will call it. Well, never.
Well, chromatic dragons, as what that one looks like, tend to be objectively evil.
I know.
Yeah, but red dragons don't ask people for dance time.
Exactly.
It was a fun dance party.
It was.
Like I said, I have no intention of potentially angering a dragon. If one of you wants to try and talk to it, that's fine.
If you go over there, Mercury, I'll come with you.
I'll help too.
Yeah, I'll help too. We probably should talk to him.
I just want to figure out what he is.
All right, yeah. So you guys can walk up to this thing if you want.
Do you guys want me to say anything?
Anything that won't get us killed would be fine.
Okay.
So you all walk up to Niv Mizzet. He seems to just be like hanging out on his throne, and when you all approach, he kind of straightens up his neck and he says, "Greetings. What do you wish of me?"
I am actually gonna get down on one knee and give my respect as I just look at him and I'm like, if it's all right with you, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
He looks at you like very. Let me see here. He looks at you very appraisingly. Like he says, very well, not many come to me for questions, but I can answer some.
I've noticed that you looked a bit different than your typical dragons that I've seen. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? I'm quite intrigued.
My name is Niv Mizzet, and I am a dragon not of this material plane, but one of another sort. You would compare it to a demi-plane, as it were, one where dragons operate on a less bestial level than the ones here.
And your purpose here is what exactly?
Halath summoned me here to negotiate a neutral ground for the All-Fallen to speak on. He didn't want any of them gaining too much power on the upper levels of Undermountain, and if I see any of that, I am obligated to destroy them on sight.
So your loyalty is with Alice.
He is paying me through knowledge. His library stock is quite impressive, and I want to learn all I can about this world.
If I were to provide you with some of that knowledge, after some time of gathering, would you be interested in possibly being an ally to us?
He gives that thought. He says, if you were to give me knowledge that no one else knows, I would be tempted to. This would be an exchange of knowledge? Would you give me knowledge to give you knowledge?
I look to my comrades and friends.
Ariatza will shrug. He doesn't see the harm.
Maybe it could be on a case basis. If we give him enough, maybe each of us gets something we want, knowledge or power, because he seems to be a very powerful individual.
I just have one question before we strike any kind of accord. You said you're here to keep everyone on equal footing, correct?
That is correct.
Then why is everyone else out here in the neutral zone, but the coin conspiracy gets their own private room without one?
The coin conspiracy has offered me an abundance of knowledge in coercion for having that room be out of the neutral zone. They are still kept within a boundary point. If you step out of that room, you are back into the neutral zone, and if they cause too much trouble, I will simply lean my head inside and breathe fire onto all of them.
You know, that makes sense.
Can I ask what's the most precious type of knowledge that you seek?
The knowledge I seek is on other planes of existence. I have explored all of the ones on my home realm of Ravnica, but other planes such as this one, which are large and vast, I seek most of all. And Undermountain is a key nexus point between all of them, which I find highly interesting. If you were to gather information for me on those other points, I would be quite interested, to say the least, to give you some new information. And he holds out his fingers, his claws actually, and he says, if you would, I can give you some pointers towards pockets of information I am interested in.
Right now?
Yes.
And what would you want from this exchange?
It is not that I want anything from this exchange. This is more or less some guiding waypoints, so that you may know what I am interested in.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you give him like the first level map of Undermountain, and he points to 2 sections of it that you've actually already been to. One of them was to that forest place that was locked behind that door, that one that had the disease that you guys couldn't get to before. and the other one has is the other door that was located that has the rose disease. And he says, behind these doors are gateways to the Feywild. Behind them are very dangerous secrets that have been lost to time. If you were to gather these secrets for me and make it back alive, I would be most happy to accommodate you for that. Perhaps with secrets of my own.
And how do we get past the disease-ridden areas?
He holds out a hand, and you see that before you, he conjures up an image of two keys. One of them looks to be mossy green, and the other one looks to be like dazzlingly purple. And he says that these keys are hidden on the second layer of Undermountain. They are in the possession of Halath's apprentices. If you go get these keys, you will be able to unlock those doors and face the challenges that are inside of them.
Do you have something that we can follow, like a map, to get to the location of these keys?
He actually levitates the map that Gildus has, like a little handkerchief map that the goblins roam. And you see Niv Mizzet like turn it into like a full blown map of the second layer of Undermountain, and he starts painting a few locations like this one over here, Calabash, holds the key to the green of the Feywild. So let's see that one over there. Can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah, let me zoom out.
Yep, so I'll just keep painting it. Right there.
Okay,
What
I
did he
found it.
say it was called?
Calabash. That's the one that has the green key. And so he says, and then there are the deformed ones. And so he points to over here. He says, the deformed apprentices of Halath are in possession of the purple key that have the rose disease behind it. I was unable to read the one on the green door, which is quite interesting since I have an abundance of languages already stored within my memories. It is fun, as it were, to travel about this place. And yes, be wary though. Behind those doors, you may find challenges that are particularly trying.
Understood. Thank you very much for your knowledge and your guidance.
He bows his head and he says, "Is there anything else you wish to talk with me about?"
I look to the others just to see if they want to say anything.
How knowledgeable are you currently about the plane you're on, and Undermountain specifically?
Let me roll for him. Let's see. So that would be okay.
Straight intelligence, maybe.
Okay, yeah. He got a 28. So he says, I am quite knowledgeable about the powers that Undermountain has and the ones that run it.
All right.
So tell me, what do you wish to gain from Undermountain?
Our group, or?
Yes, why do you come here?
That's a difficult question to answer.
It's fair, you don't have to answer it.
I mean, I came here for power and gold.
You will find it here.
I came
have
here
a
to
question.
prove myself.
Sorry, Mercury.
It's okay.
If I if I can ask you, Mr. Mizet, so I've heard that the drow here lose the ability to believe in things. And do you know anything about that, or how I could help them, maybe?
If you are to bring me one of the secrets that are behind those doors, perhaps I could answer your question.
Oh. All right.
I have one final question. It's more of my being curious of your opinion on something.
Go ahead.
Say someone were interested in keeping these all fallen in check and making sure they were sealed away. What would you think of that?
He takes a moment. And he says, "These are very powerful beings. Sealing them all away, it would take a lot, but not impossible."
Do you believe if they were left unchecked that they would cause harm to the plane that we currently exist on?
If left unchecked, and their gospel were to spread, I fear the nature of their patrons would clash with each other near instantly across the world, and would most likely result in many wars to come.
Thank you.
He nods, and he says, "Thank you."
So once we, for example, go to the Feywild and come back, do we get one question per key, for example, or is it different depending on the knowledge we bring you?
So, out of character, how this is going to work is that, like, if you want to ask, like, a deep, like, secret of, like, the plot relevant question, you can go into one of these doors and face challenge of the like what's behind it, and if you like bring him knowledge out of that challenge, which I will present in there as like, if you want to like find out what this rose disease is, like maybe there's like something that like tells you like exactly how it was made, or like somebody in there can tell you how it's made. You would bring that back to this guy, and then basically ask like a very like plot relevant question. You could ask something like, you know, how are the drow like losing their faith down here, or like what was like how did like this all fall on like really come to be, or like what is their weaknesses or something like that. You could ask any of those relevant questions. But yeah, you could ask, but it's one per key.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to check out these apprentices?
That is also where
Whatever.
we needed to go for the goblin, correct?
I think so.
think so.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
somewhere around there.
Let's go then.
All right.
Thank
As
you for
we're-
your time.
Oh,
He
yeah,
bows
thanks.
his head.
Thanks, Mr. Dragon. But Ariatsu's already turned around and started walking away.
My name is Mizet, not the dragon.
Oh, man.
Please excuse me. He doesn't know how to properly address a dragon.
He nods and he says, "Very well, go on your way."
I go grab our Revenant on the way out.
Yeah, the Revenant is like looking around. He's like, "Hey guys, I saw you were talking to the dragon over there. It was cool."
It is indeed cool.
As
Did
we're
you-
heading
Did you
out-
ask him like where my companions were on this floor? Or?
He requires specific knowledge to get knowledge, so we do not have the ability to ask him those types of questions yet.
Oh, okay, all right, I get it.
Besides, once we leave this place, you'll be able to track them.
Oh, that's right. Okay, let's get moving then.
As we're heading out, Ariatsu just mentions to the party that we don't have to spend one of our questions on the drow issue. He can probably figure that out on his own, and he He is like kind of like trying to convince himself that it's not as important to him as the mission, but he doesn't really believe that. If that makes sense.
I don't think it would matter if you used one of the questions on that.
Oh,
Seems
all
pretty
right.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but I just, everybody, we have stuff to do down here that maybe we could use that question for.
Well, we've kind of already got a few of those answers. It's like, yeah, we're saying this out of earshot of any of the booth people. Like, for example, should we really be helping Halaster? Well, definitely some of these all fallen, and Nimvazit himself was like, yeah, they shouldn't be walking around.
Good point.
And everything else we do down here is extra. Though I will say, the fact that a single dragon can apparently force how many godlike beings to stay underground as a deterrent, that's a little terrifying.
It's a pretty powerful
Little.
dragon.
I think it's a temporary measure. It might not last very long, and I think we should work on making sure we find a more permanent solution.
Oh, definitely. If that militia that woman was talking about gets fulfilled, who knows how many people they'll have to take at a dragon. One dragon can only do so much against how many armies they can throw at him.
It's a very dangerous situation. I'm moving Gildus for some reason. Okay, I shouldn't do that. But yeah, so you guys start heading down here. You notice that like there's this like little blue line over here, like in the sand, not in the sand, but in the floor, and it says that this is the cutoff point for Dungeon Con. Beyond here is Undermountain's full wrath.
Pleasant.
Do we want to go straight to the apprentices?
Do we need a long rest?
Well, if we do, I've got a new trick. We can make a hut and stay there perfectly safely for 8 hours.
I also have that spell as one of my domain spells, so I always have it prepared.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can keep watch, Halath like says as he like raises a hand and he says, I don't think I need to sleep anymore.
It wouldn't hurt. There were a few empty places back there, or we could station up on the hallway here.
Yeah, guys, and like the goblin like raises his hands up. It's like, you can come out here. You can be like a big slumber party. I could like point guests out to you. You know, if guests are curious, I could be like, look at these adventurers. They're just staying right in the guest hall. Look at right there. You could stay right over there.
You know, or you can lie and say it's something extravagant, like, "Ooh, look at this mysterious orb. No one knows what it is." Gets a lot of attention.
Oh fuck, dude. Can I just say, you're really cool right now.
All right. Everyone down for a long rest?
Yeah.
I could use it.
Yes.
Sure. I'm
All right.
almost out of spells, really.
All right, so yeah, you guys camp up like over here in the corner. Like the goblin is allowing you some space to like get some rest in.
So I'll put the hut up and put some like nice starry sky across the outside.
All right. Yeah, you guys start to take a long rest down here in Undermountain for the first time. While you're doing that, I need all of you to roll intelligence saving throws for me real quick.
Ooh. Everyone within 10 feet of me, so sadly everyone but Harmony, I think, gets +3 to your save.
Good, thanks. It's 5 for me.
Ooh.
13.
You know, I tried to help.
Oh god.
All right.
Ariatsu is not a smart man.
Okay, Ariatsu.
It doesn't look like a lot of our party members are.
Excuse you, and I'm proficient in intelligence saves.
Oh no. I have the highest intelligence? This boat's bad.
All right, Ariatsu and Harmony. While you two sleep for the night, you both have visions.
Of the kissing booth lady.
Well,
And then her
kind of.
face turns into a mind flayer.
Kind of. So, you, Ariazzo, you dream of the kissing booth lady. And she's not where you found her. She's actually on the lower levels of this Undermountain. You don't know exactly what level it is, but she seems to be in a deep meditative trance, somewhere very bright and very like you're not sure like what the stone is, but you're pretty sure like there's some kind of light luminescent stone like beneath where she's praying. And you can see there's like a sort of shrine right in front of her to like this astronomy room. As like the planets sort of like revolve around her, she like looks up, her eyes are like glazed over, and she says, "I love you, exile." And you hear like a voice inside of your head say, "I love you too." And she smiles like very genuinely, and you see a psionic looking blade shoot out of her hand like a lightsaber, and she gets up and she walks away from the astronomy room.
Huh.
Next up is Harmony. Harmony, you are in a first-person vision. You are stomping around the lower levels of Undermountain, and you seem to be like just roaming around. You feel powerful. You feel like very powerful. Like you've never felt like so confident as you've like strided forward like on all fours, and you're like looking around for something to eat. And as you find a group of what seem to be like giant spiders like roaming the hallways, you incinerate them with a breath of fire coming out of your mouth, and then you ravenously start eating spiders left and right. They pose no challenge to you because you are the strongest one there is. And you let out a howl that emanates through what seems to be all of Undermountain. And then your vision ends.
Huh.
Everybody's back up to full, and you guys got everything back as your long rest ends.
Cool.
Is that a new dawn? Or
It's a new dawn. Is that what you said?
yeah, so with
So,
the
yeah, you
stuff
get-
of healing and things, it requires
Yes,
a new
yeah,
dawn as opposed to a long.
This would be this is a new dawn. So yeah, go ahead and make your charges. Nobody else gets visions at all.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, so like as Ariazzo and Harmony wake up, both of you feel like just like a little bit disturbed as you felt like you had like intruded on like another part of Undermountain.
Whew. Did everybody sleep well?
Pretty fine.
No, I had a hell of a dream.
I did too.
5 more minutes.
We got anything to drink? I've got a big grim taste in my mouth after that dream.
ashy taste in your mouth.
That and spider goo.
I'll hand Harmony my waters.
Cheers.
I
Takes me this prospect.
I had a dream about Katie, the kissing booth girl, but it was really
We don't want to hear about those types of dreams.
It wasn't like that, Lindell. She was in a trance or something, and she said, I love you, fallen exile. And then something in my head said, I love you too, Katie. And then she made like a blade out of light, and then she just walked away. It was really weird. It was very unsettling.
Did you fall in love with the kissing booth girl?
I don't think so.
Sounds like
Maybe.
she has a thing for her patron. It's not the first time. It sometimes happens to people like warlocks. Make a deal with something and it's like, oh, that's my sugar daddy now. So like you fall in love with him.
So yes, the goblin that's been there for the whole night while you were there, he's now like in a sleeping bag on the floor because it seems like he took a little nap there too. Halath the Revenant has also like been taking watch, so like as you've been sleeping, he's just been awake for 8 hours, just sort of like impatiently waiting for you guys to get up. And as he sees all of you awake, and he's just like, "Hey guys, maybe we could like head out soon because I really wanna." I don't know, not really kill my friends. I guess I just want to meet them now.
Oh, that'll change once we cross the line. Don't worry.
You think so?
Most likely.
Okay.
Let's go see, shall we?
All right. And so yeah, you guys go back to the blue line beforehand, and as he crosses the line, Halath like his eyes like light up red, and he straight up just smashes the wall with a fist, and he's like, "How could I not kill him first?" And then like he just like starts like punching the walls.
See, just like old times.
He fucking took the kill.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be okay with that guy turning into copper.
Look,
Why?
Halath, the kill's not taken yet. Once we deal with Yak, which is what we're doing now, we can then probably take the body and you can kill it outside.
He sucks in a big breath, and he's just like, "Fine."
Or to be fair, since the neutrality's not in that room, once we get the body, then you can probably kill him in there.
Good. Now let's go kill some wizards, I guess.
Well, keep us updated if you have any more directions, if you sense any more down here.
Okay, he kind of looks around and he says, let's see. Is there anything down here? So, this place is big. Let me...
Thank you, DM.
Yeah, I do sense one more down here.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, I think it's Rex. Yeah, it's Rex. It's fucking Rex. I hate that guy.
Sounds like a nice fellow.
Yeah, he's this idiot fighter that keeps going on about like saying I'm invincible, I can take on anything. And you see that Rex is pretty close to where the deformed ones are.
All right.
And he says, well, I guess we can get to him eventually.
Yeah, we're going over to the deformed ones eventually anyway.
Okay, all right, whatever. As you guys walk into this room, I will start describing it to you in a second. Once my notes load up. 2. Okay. So you come into this room and you see that it looks to be like a break room of some sort. There's a water pump next to a deep stone basin. And you think like if you use the water pump, you can get some like fresh water into your veins.
You said you needed a drink, right, Harmony?
Well, that water skin sorted me out.
All right. Ariatsu will go fill up his water skin from the pump.
Mm-hmm. All right. You fill up your water skin and give me a D4. All right. With a D4, you see that you just get regular water.
Cool.
All right, and Halath looks around and he says, "Hold on, can I see that water?"
Sure. Here you go. I don't know why you need to drink, because you're pretty much a zombie, but to help.
He takes it and he puts he takes a bit of cloth over like a finger and he puts it into it and he takes it out and he actually does like a quick little prayer. 1 second, and he says, "I just needed to do that real fast. I didn't mean to disturb."
Do I recognize the prayer?
I think you do a religion check on it, but you have advantage on it. So yeah, you recognize the prayer as just like a basic sort of protection prayer from Poseidon.
Cool.
Yeah. And he says, "One never forgets what they did in life."
I understand.
Yeah. Let's keep moving then. Where do you want to go? There's I think there's a hallway over there, and he points down there, and then there's a one way down here.
Well, I gotta do a really early shift tomorrow, so I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, do you guys? Yeah, do you guys want to end it here? It seems like a good chance to end it before it gets into things. So.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's fine with me. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Yep. Sorry about if I was kind of spaced out this session. I am doing finals this week, so I